All right, hey everybody, welcome back to the eBay shop. My name's Corey.
I'm Teresa.
And we are Grams and Pops Vintage, and today we're doing a video. It seems like we say it's something different a lot. Today we're doing a video that's a little out of the ordinary. We actually just got back from the Planes to Profit event, and rather than wait and try and put together a video later, we figured we'd get that out now and get that out of the way. So today, that's what we're going to do.
We're talking Planes to Profit.
We're talking Planes to Profit. We're going to give you kind of a recap, a rundown of what went on at the event and show you some of the footage we took while we were there.
Yep. For anybody that didn't come, you're going to have FOMAHA when you get done with this.
FOMAHA, fear of missing Omaha.
Yep.
So how did the event start? We pulled in to Omaha Thursday
evening.
Yep.
We pulled in Thursday evening. We had to wait for our daughter to get off work because she was our
videographer.
Our very important, she was our very important videographer. That's what her badge said.
Our youngest decided she wanted to come with us, kind of to get away, but also she was going to record for us.
Yep.
And that ended up working pretty good. Pretty much all the footage you'll see in this video, other than us talking, was her video. So
anyway, so we came in Thursday evening. We just unloaded all of our stuff, and lo and behold, there was a whole bunch of people down there, like that came in Thursday just like us. They didn't want to miss out anything early Friday morning. So we did an impromptu meal. We kind of hung around, talked. We decided we were going to go find some place to eat. So we went to the old mattress factory.
Yep. It's more challenging than it would seem on it. Well, Thursday wasn't so bad, but we did have like 20, probably just over 20 people show up Thursday that met up with us. And we booked a reservation at a restaurant there last minute for 20 people. And they were gracious enough to let us come in and slide some tables together. So we got
great food.
It was really good food. And we've got a little bit of footage of that. So here's that. All right, so that was our Thursday night. That was kind of us getting there, using the hotel shuttle to get us all to the random late night supper. Restaurant. I guess it wasn't late night. We ate at like 7 o'clock.
Yeah, it was for the early birds.
Yep. Then now most of us at that point were basically shot, but we did hang out in the lounge a little bit that night, and then we went to bed. That next morning we got up. And the hotel had breakfast ready for us. I think the first day was waffles.
They were really, really, really yummy.
Yep. So we met a bunch of the people for breakfast that morning, and then at least like us and Alicia Inkpicker and Happy and Grumpy, we all kind of jumped in and got set up for the check-in, which started at 10 a.m. that morning.
Yep.
And that's kind of when we get to meet everybody.
Yep. So they all came in and they had to come check in so that we could make sure we had everybody that bought tickets. Yep. We gave them their swag bag, which had some stickers, some other stuff in it for them. IKEA bag for when we went thrifting. We also gave them a bingo card.
Yep. Everybody got to play bingo as they showed up, which, well, I think most of them did it or started it right when they showed up. So it was just a bingo card with different things on it, like find someone who has put out a YouTube video recently. Yep,
you had to meet people and ask about them in order to fill out your bingo card. So if you didn't know somebody, you just had to go up and say, okay, what of these have you done? Have you done this? Yep. Have you done this? Have you done this?
And one of them was like find somebody that sold a $100 item in the last week. There was a lot of eBay specific and reseller specific things on there, but the only way to fill it out was to actually kind of mingle and talk and get to know people. Yep. And it seemed like everybody had a lot of fun doing that. We got a lot of cards back really quick.
We did.
So people were actively meeting new people really quick at that meetup, at the check-in.
As part of that, by filling out your bingo card, you got entered into a drawing. So as long as you got a bingo and you gave your card back to us, you entered into a drawing that we drew for on the second day.
And here's kind of what that looked like.
Okay, now for the fun part.
Well, so far it's been fun already.
I know, but this was really fun. So we rented a party bus. Like, think of bachelorette party bus.
It didn't necessarily start with that idea. What the idea was, we wanted to get, instead of splitting off in small groups at the event and having people go garage selling or thrifting or something, from the other events that we went to, we knew that it would be more fun if we could get everybody kind of together in one group and hit some thrifting and stuff like that. We looked at charter buses. We looked at tour buses, and it ended up the little like bachelorette party buses were the cheapest option.
It wasn't a little bus though.
It was not a little bus.
No, they couldn't pull it up to the building.
Yeah.
We had to go out to the road to load.
So it was a party bus with like strobe lights and black lights and music and
Stripper poles
in the middle. And
our bus driver demonstrated the stripper pole.
And I don't know if anybody got good footage of that, but if you did, send it over to us. We missed that part.
Yeah. We had our own personal DJs up front.
We did. Some of the attendees actually, I think it was Emily, one of our speakers. She was using her phone to Bluetooth and kind of pick some good thrifting specific songs. And then we hit the bin stores and thrift stores around Omaha on the party bus. And here's what some of that looks like.
So the best piece of the bus, after you see the bus, is you didn't have to worry about taking the stuff on the bus with you because they had storage under the bus for everything.
Yeah, they did. They did open up the bottom of the bus, and we got to put it. Well, it's probably the first time that bus has been full of IKEA bags full of used goods, and we filled up a good chunk of it. So by the time we got off the bus and back to the hotel, it was probably nearing 5 o'clock. And the bus didn't stop for lunch. So a lot of people grabbed lunch right before the bus because we left at 1 p.m. But everybody was pretty tired and hungry.
Yeah.
And we didn't really have anything on the schedule for that evening. It was just kind of hang out at your leisure. But as a group, we decided once again, with a much larger group this time,
Yes.
to try and catch a reservation and grab some supper that night before coming back to the hotel. And thanks to Emily, Crazy Flippin' Mom, she's kind of a local, and her and her husband were able to actually call ahead to a place they knew about and get a reservation for 45 people? 40?
I think there were 40, 45 people.
Yeah. So that's a big reservation on a Friday evening
Yep.
at a restaurant in Omaha, and she was able to pull that off for us. So one, thank you, Emily.
And if you're ever in Omaha and you need a place to eat, go check out Upstream Brewing Company down in Old Market downtown.
Yep, that was really good. And here's a little footage of that. And then when we got done eating that night at the restaurant, everybody just kind of met back at the hotel. They had a bar and lounge lobby area. And I don't know if you've ever been to like a Hilton hotel like that, but they have, what do they call it? What kind of Hilton is it?
That was a DoubleTree.
The DoubleTree Hilton. They have cookies at the front desk.
They probably went through hundreds of cookies while we were there, because all you have to do is just walk up there and ask for a cookie, and 50% of the time they're fresh, hot cookies. The other time they're just cookies. But they were awesome.
They're always cookies.
Yes.
So we did hang out, had some drinks at the bar, hung out in the lounge, met everybody, just talked to everybody again. By the end of this thing, I don't think there was anybody we didn't have a chance to sit down and talk to one-on-one and for a extended period of time. So it wasn't just like a meet and you're gone. Like, we actually got to have conversations with everybody, and we got to have drinks and cookies that night. Drinks and cookies. It was kind of weird. It was like a bar, and then we had cookies, so we had munchies.
I didn't drink, so I didn't have the munchies.
But that's kind of how we wrapped up that first day, was sitting down in the lounge at the hotel, and everybody just kind of stayed down until they were ready to go to bed.
Then the next morning, we got up. We had breakfast with everybody.
Breakfast number 2 was not waffles.
No, I was very disappointed because those waffles were really good. But our youngest, our videographer, she was excited because they had chocolate chip mini pancakes.
Yeah, I wasn't disappointed. I like pancakes, so I was okay with pancakes. And it was a good breakfast.
It was.
And we had some extra time in that morning. We weren't rushed to get anything done because we didn't have the early morning check-in or anything to do. So we got to kind of have a leisurely breakfast. But then, as on our part, as attendees, you just had free time. But on our part, we actually had to get set up for the breakout room at 1 o'clock. Yep. And we spent the morning getting that set up, arranging tables, running out to get cookies and water. Yep. So we did a lot of that in the morning, just getting set up for that breakout room. And I'm not sure if we have any footage of that. I think we may have a little, but I'll check. I'm not sure. If we do, it'll be right here.
Right here. Then it was everybody come gather with us at the meeting of the minds.
Yep, we had our breakout room. The one time where we had kind of a formal sit down, where we had a real plan of events happening during a specific time. It was like 1 to 4 or something like that, so it wasn't long. But we wanted to give a few speakers that do things differently than we do a chance to talk. We wanted to give a few of our sponsors a chance to actually come in and talk about their products. And we just generally wanted to get everybody together and thank them and all the good stuff.
And give away prizes.
And we gave away a ton of prizes. So that was a very good couple of hours we had doing that. And I think, I don't know if everybody learned something, but we certainly learned a few things.
We did. I don't know. I mean, it's more that to put towards us. I don't know if I would do what they do.
it's nice to know that that kind of stuff is out there, and it is cool to see from, not necessarily from a day-to-day on eBay, what can we do different? It's more from a business aspect of, if you're paying attention at a business level, there was some good tips in there. I think some people got a lot, some people got less, but everybody had a chance to win prizes, and I think that breakout room was very well received. I know we've had several comments that said that was their favorite part of the event. We'll put a bunch of that footage here. All right. Can you guys hear me okay with this? Everybody hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. First, thank you everybody for coming to this event. This is our first one. We weren't sure anybody was going to show up, so we knew we were going to have lunch with basically 6 of us was about it. So we appreciate every single one of you guys showing up. These are the people that kind of put it together. It's all kind of started with Alicia sending me a message saying, do you guys want to do an event? To which I said, no. We're here. So it ended up getting a lot bigger, and we got a lot more people interested in it than we figured we would, which is amazing. So hopefully next year will be bigger than this. So my name is Corey. I'm from Grams and Pops Vintage. My wife Teresa here is with me. She's Grams. And this is Alicia Inked Picker on YouTube and Instagram. Alicia, I've never said her name right. I'm not going to start today. We have Kyle and Lori down here, Happy and Grumpy Picker, and you can find them on YouTube and Instagram, right? Okay. And we kind of helped put this thing together, but we could not have done this without our sponsors and without our supporters and without you guys here. So we wanted to first start out by saying thank you to everybody. But the first person I think that talked was one of our sponsors, which was Vendu, Deanna from Vendu. I believe she's their social media manager, and she kind of ran us through some of the pros and cons of Vendu and how to use it, and gave us, I believe everybody got like a month trial of Vendu, and then she gave away a 6-month subscription to Vendu as well. Okay, we're going to get started here, and we're going to start off with our Vendu sponsor here. But there are cookies and water in the back. Feel free. I don't think there's anything that's going to be said here today that's important enough to pass a cookie up. So whenever you want to grab them. And there will be a couple of breaks throughout today. So we're just going to go ahead and get started all of these guys. Can't get away that easy. Dude. So the 1 month of Vendu is very generous of them, and we do thank you guys for that, but I think you can do better. And they did do better. They sponsored our event, so they were one of the first ones. They actually do get into the community. They care about resellers, and they have sponsored not just our event, but other events in the past, and I'm sure they will in the future. So thank you for that, sincerely. And they've actually just today, they told us that they were giving away a 6-month free Vendu. So we're going to do a drawing. I'm going to let you go ahead and do that. So you guys have the tags on the back of your badges. We're going to draw a ticket out of here. Yep.
378026.
That's here.
There you go.
That's okay.
Okay.
So come by the table and tell me I just need your email. Awesome.
Yeah, just get with her and she'll get you all set up. Thank you, Deanna.
Then we had John, Resell Rabbit.
Yes.
He come up and talked about, I mean, his business is so
Yeah,
like variety.
Well, I think he's kind of got several businesses. He does the auctions. He's running almost like a bin store liquidation thing. He buys in bulk, like stuff from different stores, like who do you say, Home Depot and
Target,
and Walgreens. So he'll buy bulk, like
Pallets.
Gaylord pallets, and bring them home. So he's dealing in a lot of really big bulk.
Yeah, it was just interesting to hear him talk about all the different pieces of his business, and kind of he went into employee wise too, as what happens with his employees.
The size and the scope of the business that he's running and kind of how he's doing things gave everybody a chance to ask questions of somebody that was doing things on a whole different level. And there were a ton of questions during that. John gave a really good presentation.
Yep.
We asked them to keep it informal and unplanned so that it was kind of more of a conversation, and that's exactly how it turned out.
Yep.
And it was a great conversation. So there'll be some of that in here too.
Yep.
And I don't know. We may put it to music. I'm not sure how good the sound's going to turn out, but you'll kind of see the different speakers we're talking about during the video coming up here. All right, next one. One of my favorite parts of these kind of events is actually talking to other people who do things differently than we do. When we're online and we're in a lot of the Facebook groups, we tend to kind of get in a bubble of people that do things the same as us, and it's hard to learn that way. So we're getting people here, and you'll see kind of throughout the day we have a couple people talking. Our next guest is John. He's going to come say some stuff, and he does things way different than we do. So pay attention. I think we'll learn a few things today. I think the next person that talked was actually Ivan from District, and he was there representing Dibdit by Trash to Cash, kind of an online selling platform. A lot of the people, I think there was a couple of people in the room that actually were on there. Well, I know there were because Alicia, Ink Picker, and I are both on Dibdit, and I'm not sure if there was anybody else in the room on that platform.
Yes, Resell to Ride, Jessica.
Resell to Ride was on there?
Yep.
So everybody kind of got exposed to what that is, and they got to look at how that works.
Yep.
For a lot of people, they'd never even heard of it. And for the ones that had heard of it, they weren't sure like what it was or how it worked. And he gave a pretty good rundown of the platform and some really good information on the platform, to the extent where he actually even showed us some of the features real time.
Yeah, he had everybody do...
Like go in and actually
try and buy it.
Call dibs on something.
Yeah, call dibs.
Yeah. So that was kind of cool.
It was.
And he gave a pretty informative talk and explanation of that platform, and then he actually gave away a Enema Man. I don't think it's Enema. It's Enema Man, the second gen one from Commonwealth Picker. He gave away a Death Pile support pig from ADH Dave.
And Moe's.
And for no particular reason other than Carrie doesn't have a plush or any kind of merch we could give away, he gave away Harry Tornado's
Moe's
New Goods Inspector Moe's plush. So that was fun. I don't remember who won that. I kind of wanted to keep one of the Moe's, but I didn't.
We didn't. We gave them all away.
Yep,
but
we gave
everybody
them all
that got
away.
one was like super thrilled about getting it.
Yep.
As resellers, we sell on all kinds of platforms. We hear about all kinds of different ones. We know about Mercari and Poshmark and eBay and Amazon. Well, there's a new platform. I've personally tried it. I can personally recommend it. And someone's here today to talk about it. Ivan from District. And one of the things on there is Dibdit by Trash to Cash. So he's going to talk about that with you guys.
I had to bump it. There was a lady in there.
What all do we have? Is it all one or is it 3 different? Okay, so you're getting, sorry, the showman's coming out. The Inaman, which is really the creme de la creme here. Oh, well, Mayo, you're also getting the Death Pile support pig. Yeah. And the New Goods Inspector. That's pretty awesome. And that is going to badge number 378015. 015. Nice. Cha-ching.
In between all of this, we were giving away a couple of 6-month subscriptions to My Reseller Genie. We were giving away Moe's plush we were giving away.
I'd flip that bag and T-shirt.
Yep, so an eBay bag and T-shirt. Like
Yep.
we were giving away a whole bunch of different merch, all kind of in amongst all of these, in between the speakers and stuff.
Yes.
Who was the next one?
I think the next one that talked was
Emily.
Emily. She
Yeah.
is crazy flipping mom, and she definitely, I mean, she has an eBay store,
Yep.
but she does online arbitrage, retail arbitrage, whatever, and she sells on Amazon
And Walmart.
and Walmart.com. And she has her own little platform. I don't want to say little. She has her own platform for teaching everybody how to do this stuff.
Yeah, she has a community where they kind of converse and learn about her style of selling. And, well, I guess it wouldn't be her style. It's online arbitrage. Well, it's retail arbitrage is what she's doing.
Yep.
And she's selling things on Amazon and Walmart, like you
Yep.
said. But she's doing it at a scale that, again, I think surprised a lot of the people that were there. I think during her talk, I think she actually said they had like 60 some sales just while she was at
Yep.
the event that day.
Yep.
So very busy lady, and she is crushing it over there, and learning about her business and her business model, the way she's doing things was really cool. And we appreciated her being there. And we got some footage of that here too.
Yep.
Okay, our next speaker is Emily. She's in the back of the room. She is known on Instagram and YouTube as Crazy Flippin' Mom. And we are excited to hear from her today and let her tell us about her style of reselling and then give us a chance to ask her some questions. Thanks for being here, Emily.
So in amongst that as well, after all of our main speakers came up to talk, we have this YouTube channel. We wanted to give other people that were there that have YouTube channels a chance to shout out their YouTube
Or
channel.
even just eBay stores or
Yep.
social media of any kind.
Yep. So we called on some people and we let those people give away prizes for whoever was there. So we had a couple that stood up and told us about their YouTube channels and their Instagram, social media, I guess.
The idea was to kind of get exposure for them while they were there. They came to the event. I know everybody that came to the event kind of got exposure for their channels and
Yep.
stuff anyway. Usually when we go to these events, we come home with several more subscribers than we left with. And that was an opportunity before we got everybody out of the room to get people up while everybody was kind of recording and talk to the people who had social media or eBay stores or anything like that that they wanted to promote. And while they were doing it, like she said, we had them give away a prize for us or something like that to get rid of the rest of the prizes.
Now let's see if anyone will wave at the camera.
Very much for coming out to this thing.
The date for next year.
We're talking.
Several of us have announced retirement. No, we'll have to let you know. We don't know yet. So, this went pretty well though. I'm hoping there will be a one next year. So.
This was awesome.
And then I think we pretty much wrapped up that event, right?
We did. We did. So once everybody got done talking, we loaded up all the stuff, put it back in our rooms.
We took luggage carts of all the stuff and
Yep.
loaded it back up and took it to our room. And our room was a disaster the whole time.
Yep.
That was the one we almost needed to get a second room just for storage. But
We did upgrade our room.
We
to
did get a larger room.
a bigger room, just because we knew we had all the swag bags that we had to put together and to have room to be able to put all that stuff.
We were stepping over stuff kind of all weekend, but we didn't spend much time in the room. I mean,
Nope.
we basically slept there and used it for storage to run in and out for, and that was about it. So,
Yep.
all right. And once we were done with that event, we only had about an hour to kind of cool off and relax a minute, and then we had to get everybody over to the final the final event of the event, right?
Yep.
Is that
And-
how you would say it? The
yeah.
final event of the event?
Yeah, and part of the bad piece about that was it was good, but the bad
hotel
piece
shuttle
was the
broke
hotel
down.
shuttle broke down. So they were able to take us to most other things because they do a 4-mile radius from the hotel where
Yep.
they'll take you. But with that shuttle breaking down, it was kind of a
It was a scramble
fend
at
for
the
yourself.
end. Yeah, people were grabbing like the large Uber vans, and
Yep.
people were driving, but everybody got there, and it wasn't too big of a problem.
Nope.
I think we had to go all of a half a mile. It was not very far. It was
No,
it
it
was
wasn't.
literally just down the road from where we were staying, and the weather was nice, so it didn't take much to get everybody there. But that was the last scheduled event of the whole meetup.
Yep.
And it was a dinner where we were paying for dinner for everybody to come and eat at a place called Spaghetti Works.
Yep.
It was kind of a build your own pasta plate and salad bar. And I would have to say, if there was any part of the event that I was a little bit disappointed in, it was that. But it was a good meal. Everything tasted good.
Yeah.
It was portion size. You didn't get a lot. I suppose you could have just went back to the salad bar 6
could
times.
have.
But I think if we did this again, we would look at somewhere different. I'm not sure that was my favorite meal of the event by any means, but it was a good meal. I think taste wise and everything, it was good, and I think everybody had fun there.
Yes.
And I think we also, once we got there, we had everybody sign a My Reseller Genie bag with a Sharpie, and we gave that away at the meal.
Yep. We did a random number generator, and we
Yep.
picked somebody, and they got to walk away with everybody's signature on it. So where Spaghetti Works is located, just like our upstream brewing company that we went to, it is in what they call Old Market in Omaha, which it is like all kinds of fancy little
Really cool
stores.
downtown area.
So there were some that went, when we got done eating, they went and explored. Some people went and got ice cream close by. Some people went and got piercings close by.
Some people got mystery boxes.
Yep. Oh, they did. And they opened those right in front of us all. There were
Yep.
2 people that ended up getting mystery boxes.
Yeah,
that-
there's a giant like antiques mall thing down there, and it's really cool. But they have one section of that where they were selling mystery boxes, like Transformer mystery boxes and G.I. Joe mystery boxes and all kinds of stuff. I mean, you pick your topic. So a couple people came back with those.
Yep. One came back with those. One came back with clothes.
We didn't get much for video of Old Market. We might have got a little bit of walking around video, but I don't think we went into any of the stores or anything like that. But I know a lot of people split off and did that. And we'll throw as much of that video up here as we can find.
Once we were all done eating, everybody got done exploring where they wanted to explore. We met up again. We all hung out for, seemed like hours down in the lounge bar area of the hotel again.
Yeah, at this point, the event was basically over. I mean, everything that was planned or scheduled in the event was over. So it was just a bunch of resellers that now knew each other and had spent a little time together hanging out in the lounge.
Yep.
And that was a lot of fun. We got to have some much deeper conversations for a lot longer.
Our videographer took it upon herself to ask questions of people.
She did interviews.
Yep, she did interviews. So she went and asked, she'd take you aside and she'd say, what was your favorite part of the event? And they would answer it and get a shout out to their YouTube. So
Some of that's really long, and if this video is too long for you, check out our TikTok, because most of this stuff we're talking about, including the interviews, she's done very short form, kind of cool videos and put them on the Talks with Grams and Pops TikTok channel. That's not our TikTok channel. That's actually hers.
She owns
just
it.
exploits us
She
to put
exploits us.
videos up there. But
Yeah,
no,
she did a short form of each day, and
Yep.
then she's now slowly but
Doing
surely
the
posting
interviews.
all the interviews that we had. So
Yep. So yeah, we just hung out at that last day. We just hung out.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody just kind of hung out until they were ready to go to bed, and then they went and crashed on their own time. And I know we got a little bit of footage of that, but we were
busy just
we were
chatting.
busy
It
just
wasn't
having
even
fun, yeah.
let's record this. It was more just everybody just hang out.
I don't think I hardly turned a camera on the whole event. Like I was busy trying to make sure the event went well.
I don't know if I did either. Like I
and
don't.
We didn't really do much recording, so it's a good thing Hannah came with us, or we wouldn't have any of this video.
So it was more just about for us. I mean, we didn't need to because we had Hannah,
Yep.
but it was more
Even
for us
everybody-
about chatting.
Everybody else, there was some recording being done, but most people were very engaged with the people around them, and there wasn't a lot of just weird YouTube selfie stuff going on. It was, I mean, people were actually engaged doing their mingling and
But
I don't know, networking.
I think
guess.
the interesting piece was as you're sitting around.
That's interesting.
Can I finish it?
I don't know, can you?
So as we were all sitting around, every time you heard the cha-ching, everybody's like, "Ooh, who had a sale?"
We had a lot of applauses going on.
We did. Everybody was curious what everybody else was selling, so they were given information on stuff that they were selling that other people might not be selling. So it was interesting.
It was cool to be in a room full of resellers and hear those cha-chings happening around the room in different spots. So
Yep.
apparently there's some good resellers there.
Not us.
Not us. We didn't cha-ching
No,
very
we
often.
did-
We
we
had our
did.
phone on silent, but
I did. Then the next day it was sad. It was sad.
it was bittersweet. Like I was ready to go home. I was ready to be back home. I was exhausted. But at the same time, we had to say goodbye to a bunch of new friends that we had met.
It was just, you make such good friends at these events that it is bittersweet to say goodbye. And I had to pull out my mom card for a few of them and tell me, they had long drives. So message me when you get home. Let me know you made it home okay. But yeah, it was great. We even hung out just for a little bit in the morning
Had
before
breakfast. Oh, we didn't talk about breakfast. The third morning was French toast.
It was really good.
And it was probably my favorite breakfast, less because of the French toast, but more because of the company. Like we had people come down, everybody was kind of filing out, leaving and checking out, and nobody really wanted to leave.
No, but part of it too was some of them that we had breakfast with the first and the second morning. They beat us to breakfast on the third morning because we kind of slept in a little bit.
We did sleep in about an hour longer or 2 hours longer.
But they still came down and they hung out with us
Yeah.
before they, one of them, they had a huge, what did they say? 12-hour trip to get home.
Oh, there were some of them. Yeah, the people drove all the way from Kentucky and Alabama. And so there was a lot of people that had a long drive home. But
Yep.
I think the general feeling that morning was it was kind of a Midwestern goodbye, meaning you say goodbye for about 4 hours. Nobody really wants to leave.
I'm pretty sure I hugged some people more than once saying goodbye.
Yep. So we all got to sit around and just have a final conversation and a long goodbye and take a few pictures as people were filing out to their cars. And then we loaded up and we drove home, and that's where we're at now. I think we have a few pictures of that breakfast from that morning.
Yep.
And maybe we'll see if we can grab some more from a few other people and we'll post them here.
This event could not have happened without everybody that bought tickets and everybody that helped us get it organized.
Yeah. This was the first event we had ever organized. We have been to several events. We knew what we liked. We knew what we disliked. And we put all that together and we decided we were going to throw our hat in the ring and try and build the perfect event. Do I think we accomplished that? No.
I don't think it was perfect, but it was, to me,
But it was amazing.
it was amazing. It was well organized. Like there were hardly
you.
There were hardly any snafus.
There was no real hiccups. I think the event overall was very well received.
Yep.
And I really, well, I don't even think, I know we couldn't have done it without the sponsors we had.
Yep.
My reseller, Jeannie, Vendu, Dibbed It by Trash It District, and Dibbed It by Trash to Cash.
American Bubble
and
Boy.
American Bubble Boy coming in and sponsor us, as well as the supporters like Kevin Commonwealth Picker,
Locker Room.
the Reseller Locker Room podcast, and District as a separate company. All the people that helped us out, even the people that just sent in stuff for the swag bags and prizes and things. There's no way we could have done this by ourselves. We would have lost thousands of dollars trying to do this without you guys' support. So I know we said it several times through the event. We really can't say it enough. We appreciate it. So thank you to those guys. And if any of you guys watching this video ever have a chance to use those products,
do it.
We weren't looking for sponsors just for the sake of sponsors. We were looking for sponsors we believe in.
Yep.
And ones that we would use personally and do use personally. So we highly recommend all those companies, and for sure use them if you ever get the chance. And even if you don't use them, if you run into them out in the wide world, tell them Grams and Pop said thank you, and Plains to Profit event and its organizers say thank you.
Yep.
So is that it? Are we going to get this video done with? This
That
is
is.
probably a really long video, guys.
It is. Just bear with us. Even if you don't watch all of the content, come back and listen to us talk about it and then scroll through the rest.
Yeah, you might have to listen to this one while you're packing, because we got carried away here. We had a lot to say and a lot of video to go with it. So thank you, everyone. And stay tuned. There may be a next year. We don't know yet. It's a little too early. Our feet are still sore from getting this one finished and getting home. So if there is another one, we'll announce it later. But for now, thank you, everybody. And
hasta la vista, baby.
that.